10 years, where did the time go? Man, I sit back and think and reflect on everything we've gone through over the last 10 years. It's been a wonderful journey, one that I'm super grateful for. We made it through some tough periods. COVID was one of those periods where, some organizations had to close their shop because they couldn't get through it. But we were fortunate to be being really impactful in an area that the country all of a sudden decided was very important. And that was working with young men and boys of color. And I'm grateful that our team over the years have put in the work. We have the tangible results, not only quantitatively, but we have it in the boys themselves. 10 years. 10 years. I remember when I loaned this organization its first $30,000. It was out of my own pocket. I believed in it just that much. And now we are a thriving organization, making very tangible impact. And if I can think about what I'm the proudest of, it's the staff that we're building. Sure, the results from the boys are absolutely amazing. That's the work that we do every day, but you can't do that with an unhealthy staff. And our commitment to take care of one another, to take our mental health days to really make sure that we are in a healthy place in order to provide real tools to the boys that we serve who are sometimes dysregulated. We're able to pull from very authentic places to help them, to give them tools. So I'm super proud of that.
Hi, I'm Arvian Harper, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Sims-Fayola Foundation. My role here at Sims is to oversee all programming. And so that means the actual programs themselves, but also all of the people who do the work. And so our team consists of managers, directors, and our empowerment coaches who are in the field directly with the students. When we're hiring, we're really looking at who best represents the boys. And so we want them to be able to see themselves. And so all of our coaches have, and even our leadership level, they have a direct connection to what it means to work with the youth and what it means to be in those shoes. Our culture is very family oriented, and that is interesting for me because I've often worked places where they say, we're like a family. And if you do not feel like you can authentically show up, then to me, that is not really a family. The mission and the vision, we live that, we believe in that. That is beyond just the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday for us. And so again, to me, that is also the family values where it is a part of who you are.
My name is Richard Lewis. I'm the president, CEO, founder of RTL Networks and the RTL Foundation. How did I meet Dedrick Sims? Actually, it was my mother that introduced me to Dedrick. She said she had someone for me to meet, and that was it. I was going to meet him. So she took me to an event, and I immediately was enthralled and impressed with the work that Dedrick Sims was doing, the team that he had set up, and just him as a human being. The work he was doing with young men of color in changing the predictable outcomes that so many are faced with. It was music to my ears. Education is one of my hot buttons. It's an area where I've spent a lot of time in the community and boards and commissions, things of that nature. So getting to see Dedrick with these young people was inspiring. When he's with those kids, he just lights up, and then they light up around him.
But the can't stop, won't stop, what I did it living. And now we sitting pretty with the young kings out there representing the city.
Talk to him.
Representing the city. And you do what you do because you're brilliant like me, and you are a king too. One time I lost some, had some ups and some downs, but now I wear the crown. And you can too. Just remember everything that these men showed you. And while you're doing what you do, remember one thing, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
I could see the impact he was having, and I just wanted to help and support in any way I could so that he could have more of that type of impact that I saw. I actually had some extra cubicles and offices in my space. And I mentioned to Dedrick, I said, hey, I have extra offices in my space. I know that you're currently don't have a space to work from. Why don't you come and use some of the space we have? If I turns out I need it later, I'll kick you out. But in the meantime, use it and grow and thrive. And that's what he did. So Sims-Fayola ended up sharing space in the RTL Networks workspace for about 6 years. And we had a chance to work a lot together during that time. If Dedrick had a question about accounting or HR or IT, I would bring one of my people out to talk with him. And if he had a question about growing and scaling his organization or operationalizing, his work, then he and I would spend time together, and we just got to know each other really well through that process. One of the things I've noticed in Dedrick, and I don't even know if I've mentioned it to him, is that that hard work, that work ethic to always be improving himself, always be working to try to improve those around him. And I see how he, when he was staying in our organization, he was identifying the most successful parts of what we were doing and working to emulate those in his organization. I see how wherever he's spending time, he's looking for the most successful parts of whatever group or organization he's working with, and he tries to emulate those pieces inside of his organization. He's creating a best of breed organization from everywhere he works in the community, and he's bringing those best practices into what he's doing. He's creating a juggernaut organization that has maximum impact for the staff and resources that they have. I admire his business acumen in that regard, and it's been truly inspiring to watch.
We really have gained the trust of the community for doing the right thing by these boys, by advocating the right way for them, and also by helping what we call youth service professionals develop their capacity to do their work better for them. And when I say youth service professionals, we're talking about educators, we're talking about other nonprofits that focus on mentoring, after-school programming organizations, parents. So we help them create better experiences in their own programming for young men of color by helping them to understand, one, how boys operate in general, and then two, the importance of the cultural piece as relates to boys of color. We've developed our own framework for doing that work, and we have presented it around the country, and we're going to present it soon here at the mentoring conference. So we are emerging as a leader in this field of work with young men and boys of color, not just in Colorado, but across the country.
Hello, my name is Bernard McCune. I am the Executive Director of Extended Learning, Athletics, and Activities for Denver Public Schools. Denver Public Schools supports the Sims-Fayola Foundation because we believe in the capacity of all students to be great, and that is something that the Sims-Fayola Foundation believes in as well. And if you look at data, we as a district, as a community, have not been able to serve our boys in a way that uncovers their brilliance. Sims-Fayola Foundation is a place where they do that. And so it only makes sense to partner with an organization that has a proven history, not only here in Denver, but across the country, of making sure that boys reach their potential and that they go from boys to great men.
Well, the Sims-Fayola Foundation works with a group that's consistently and continually vilified in the eyes of many people. And young men of color, black and brown boys. A lot of people have biases and stereotypes against this community, and and there are not a lot of people working to understand them. I mean, as boys and as young boys of color. The Sims-Fayola digs into that and understands them, works to understand them, and works to hear them, and gives them the tools and the techniques and the trainings that they need to be successful and change their, predictable outcomes. And it works with everyone that comes in contact with those young men of colors to help them understand these young men better and understand themselves better, and the biases and stereotypes that they may have and may not even be aware of.
The Sims-Fayola feeds different layers of my identity. First, as an educator, when I was serving boys of color, there were gaps, there were things that we just didn't have the capacity or the resources to do. And so to work for the organization and they fill in those gaps, that means so much to me. And then as a Black woman, I have a Black husband and we're high school sweethearts. And so I watched his struggles then and even now as a Black man. And so it means so much to me to see us directly affecting some of those things. And then as a mom, I have a little Black son, and he has participated in the program for over a year now. So he's had several doses of our programming, and it means so much to me, not only for his perspective, for him to be validated, for him to be seen, for him to find his community instead of in the school setting or other social settings where he is one of few Black boys, that he is in a space where he's with his people, and that he's getting direct support from people who look like him. And so that means so much to me too. So it is my honor to be able to do this work.
To observe the growth of the Sims-Fayola Foundation from an idea with love and purpose to an organization that now serves young people across the country is just amazing. Every year, the Sims-Fayola Foundation uncovers new things and actually raises the bar in terms of the service that they want to give to young people and the opportunities that are available. And so from opening up a school to the MBK work to the professional development of teachers and staff is just amazing. And it all comes from the brilliant mind of its leader, but also his tremendous heart for people. If we were to exponentially scale what Sims-Fayola Foundation is doing, what we would see here in Denver is equity in action and not just a word that people use.
"10 years from now, we'll be a very different organization. We're focusing now a lot on mental health. We're focusing on workforce development. We are continuing what I call our reactive programming. That's the programming that we do in the schools and in the community with young men of color. And the reason why I call it reactive is because I feel like that we are reacting to the damage that social systems have done to these boys over time. And with our new identity as a collective impact organization, now serving as the backbone organization for My Brother's Keeper Denver, it puts us in what I call our proactive space and upstream. So not only are we in the community with programming and in the schools, in the jails, reacting to the damage, but now as the backbone organization for MBK, we are upstream impacting policies and impacting systems work. And we're trying to, stop the damage that social systems are doing to young men of color. We're able to give grants out now to organizations who is in alignment with the MBK milestones. And that side of the organization is continuing to grow as well. So I'm really proud of where we're going as an organization. We already have comprehensive programming, and now we're going to be in a space to be able to impact policies and systems change work, and not only focus on program level impact, but also population level impact. And that just puts us in a different space as an organization. And I'm proud of that. I really am. And I'm proud of the staff and the team and the board members that are along the journey with me. I just want to thank each and every one of you for being along for the ride for the last 10 years. And man, it just doesn't seem like it's been 10 years, but it has. But thank you for trusting us. Thank you if you are a parent out there, and thank you for trusting us with your young man. And we're here. We're here, and it's because of you and your support that we can continue to do the work that we do. Thank you for everyone who's ever donated to the organization. Thank you to any of our grantors who believe in the work that we're doing. Just thank you. Thank you to the boys. Thank you guys for letting us in your hearts. Thank you for letting us in your minds. And thank you for trusting us to help you grow. We do this for you, and we do it every day for you. So I'm Dr. Dedrick Sims, the CEO of the Sims-Fayola Foundation, and I am super proud to lead this group and this organization. Thank you. All right. Is my hair okay?
Yeah.
It matters. Because I can stir it up now.